Anubarak, Nit on Kael'thas, Squalo on Nazeebo, and Bishop on Arthas. And their opponents on the right side of the map. In the red, it's Complexity with Jaximus on Rexxar, Hans on Jaina, Caterpillar on Leoric, Trummel once again on Raynor, and Blinks on Malfurion. All right, looks like we have a little bit of a bush party here. Rexxar and Jaina waiting, seeing if anyone wants to come by so that they can have a little dance with them. But we have all of Furious Gaming here in the center, so they're going to push that down very, very quickly. But they don't have anyone in the top or bottom lanes.
Yeah, and if they don't have anybody in the top or bottom lanes, they're not going to be getting as much experience, and that's pretty critical early on. Oh no, Nazeebo early on taking so much damage. Nazeebo narrowly escapes her with an absolutely beautiful zombie wall.
That's right. That was a fantastic donut around his chasers, keeping them in place. But he did miss some experience down there in that bottom lane, so that still worked out very well for Complexity.
You know, whether it's early game or late game, you always want to be very careful with Nazeebo. Oftentimes, if you're all in a big fight together, the opposing team will just focus in on Nazeebo because he is so squishy, he can die so fast.
That's right. Well, you know, Nazeebo definitely will gain power throughout the game. A very strong character nowadays, but right now we do have a little fight. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Absolutely awesome by Bishop.
That is a record for me with how many rooted heroes I've seen with just one ability. That was incredible. Ford locked down there.
Well, right now we do have some rotations coming down from Complexity, going into this mid lane, clearing it up. In the meantime, nice dodge there by Nit on Kael'thas, getting away from that Drain Hope.
And for the time being, it's just going to be a race to get to level 10 with a few engagements in between. You can see level 2 to level 3. Pretty soon here, we are going to have the first tribute spawn. So you want to be very careful to make sure the whole team is alive, you know, in position and ready to rotate to that tribute if they decide it is a valuable move to do.
That's right. Well, right now we have Complexity once again coming up, trying to get Kael'thas, and he does go down, taking control of this top lane for the time being.
Looks like that tower just got controlled over there. Arthas actually great to solo on a lot of the mercenaries early on. Is going to go ahead and take down these two siege giants. And this is actually a great way to start out this game. But he's got to be careful because when you're that, early on in level, you're going to be very, very low on HP.
That's right. He has to be careful about this. We do have Kael'thas coming up to help him, but you know what? Getting these siege giants early on can be fantastic. You know, you have them pushing a lane. When that first tribute pops up, and your opponents have a hard decision to make.
Now, one thing to note is because of tribute spawning at the top here, the siege giant push is not as strong as, let's say, if the tribute was spawning at the bottom, for instance, because then it'd be too many different places on the map to try to cover.
Well, right now we do have Furious Gaming coming down. Complexity waiting for them, blowing up Kael'thas in a matter of seconds. Looks like they're going to back up and try to go for this tribute, and I don't think Furious Gaming can stop them.
Yeah, I don't believe there's anything Furious Gaming can really do to contest that. I think it was smart that they did opt to back up. I think the lesser team would have dove in and then ended up losing everything. So even though Furious Gaming didn't get the tribute, I would say still nice job, the right play.
Indeed, definitely smart. You got to be careful about which tributes you go after, like you were talking about before, Tasteless. A smart team will know which tributes to give up, which ones to fight over. But that was only the first. It's not the biggest deal. You need 3 to get the effects out of those tributes.
And now we have the Bruiser camp over here on the upper right being grabbed here by Complexity as they are now passing into level 7 right now. We will have another tribute spawning here shortly. Arthas, as I was saying earlier, he's just fantastic when it comes to taking out mercenary camps early on. You know, the ability to hit all the minions around him and, of course, just soak up a lot of damage too.
Well, right now, both teams going to have those bruisers hitting the center, so they're probably going to want to clear that up before the first tribute comes. But something important to mention, Complexity at level 7, so they have a slight lead still and 1 talent extra until Furious hits that next level.
All right, there is the tribute spawning here now. And it doesn't look, no, excuse me, they are, Furious Gaming is rotating up here and to try to get this. Let's see if they actually can get it. We have Nazeebo up here, but obviously you can't dive in with Nazeebo. And it looks like, you know what, just in the nick of time, they're just going to get it.
Wow, great zoning right there, I definitely have to say. Misha taking a lot of damage, is going to retreat out of here, but that was really well done by Complexity, pushing Furious Gaming back and taking that second tribute.
Yeah, that was a moment where it's like, you know, you snooze, you lose. You got to be at the tribute over there. Even if you can't take it before your opponent, if you can at least hit them, it stops that whole process of acquiring it. They have to start from the very beginning.
Well, look at this. It looks like they may have caught Raynor here. Raynor trying to get out Trummel running, but it looks like they do gank him, and down he goes.
Very nicely done there by Furious Gaming. They definitely needed something, and maybe that will be the play that'll help them get back onto their feet. However, Complexity has already taken another Siege Giant camp, and that's going to be pushing the southern lane.
And let's not forget, they're almost to level 10, whereas Furious is just almost to level 9. So if they do get that level 10 and the next tribute comes up, there's no way Furious can stop them from getting it.
Okay, third tribute now spawning. Let's keep in mind, Complexity's already taken 2 tributes, and even more importantly is they're about to hit level 10. So if they get the third tribute, and while being at level 10, there's just so little Furious Gaming can actually do to stop this. It's going to be huge.
I think that they're just going to have to eat this curse, Tasteless. They're going to have to let them get it and defend as best they can, try to keep all their forts up, but here we go. Furious Gaming has been cursed, and immediately Complexity goes for the throw.
And now they're going to be pushing in through the mid lane. This will be lasting for the next 60 seconds, and I don't believe there's any way they can keep this fort alive. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if with this level advantage, we might even see Complexity push into and take out a second fort.
That's right. This first fort looks like it will be falling down no matter what. They've already picked off a Nubarok. Down at the bottom, we see Trouble on his own as Raynor pushing this fort, dealing a lot of damage.
And you can see now Nazeebo going to go ahead and drive out Raynor. There will be a rotation over here into the top lane. Still about 25 seconds remaining. Oh, I love this. Are they going to actually go for the boss? They are. And this is smart as with only 20 seconds remaining, they can't do anywhere near as much damage. But taking out the boss while keeping Furious Gaming on the defense will just give Complexity a further advantage.
Oh, it's a great move with Trummel in the middle of the map, still poking, still prodding, keeping the enemy team on their back feet. This is fantastic. That is a nice, strong, early boss that's going to put a lot of pressure on that top lane.
And what's so great about this is now they can even go ahead and rotate down to the bottom. One thing to keep in mind is that occasionally, and it's definitely not always, but occasionally when one boss gets taken out because the other team has to defend from that boss, that gives the opportunity then for that team that owns the first boss to then go capture the second.
Well, speak of the devil, Tasteless, it looks like they're down here taking their opponent's boss while the Team Furious Gaming clearing the top boss. Some great rotations coming out of Complexity.
And that boss is going to be acquired. I gotta say, Furious Gaming just in very bad shape this game. They are going to stop the boss, but at the same second that they take the boss out, another one is now going to be pushing into the southern lane.
Look at this. They even want to clear this fort out so the boss can go even further, and they will get that done in a matter of seconds, continuing to push through. So much pressure on Furious Gaming, who is now down 2 levels.
Right now, Furious Gaming just trying to get into a defensive position. That's the one small thing they do have going for them is the 2 Siege Giants pushing there at the top, although I think that's small potatoes compared to what Complexity has going down here at the bottom.
That's right. We do see Hyperion coming up, putting a lot of damage onto these buildings and heroes as well. They're going to be able to push down these gates so quickly, but we should see them rotating away now.
And as they rotate away, look at this. Some might say this is greedy, but I think they can probably pull it off. They're just going to nab the Bruiser camp right before Furious Gaming can get in there, and they get it just in time. Beautiful play.
Fantastically done there by Trummel, even using his skill shot there, pushing back the enemy team so they didn't have any chance to interrupt the capturing of this Bruiser camp. So Complexity, look at this. Once again, like in game 1, if you look at the mini-map in the bottom right, everything is turning red, slowly but surely.
Leoric going to go ahead and take out the Siege Giants over here. Meanwhile, the Bruiser camp to the bottom right of this is being captured, and they'll get that just before the tribute actually spawns. I gotta question if Furious Gaming should even try to get this tribute with the lead the Complexity has. But then again, as I say that, I mean, Furious Gaming has to do something to win because they have basically nothing going for them right now.
Yeah, they really don't. But you know what? They were at 0 of 3 tributes to get that curse, so I think it's smart. Give that up. They're coming down here trying to get some experience by killing off some of these buildings because they need to be at least on the same talent tier on 13 before they fight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Otherwise, it's just an uneven playing field there. Also, if you look at just the amount of blue that's on the mini-map, and that would be Furious Gaming's territory, this whole map is a big, dark, scary place. Right now, Complexity can continue to move through the forests, through the bushes, pretty much uncontested, and surprise Furious Gaming at any moment if they decide to.
Very true, and that's why Furious Gaming is staying back near their walls. They're just going to clean up all these mercenary camps that Complexity took and do their best to catch up on levels so that they can actually fight at some point here. But Complexity is just so on top of everything. Look at this, even getting the last mercenary camp that's up on their side of the map.
You know, this is a great game where you could see one team winning by simply accomplishing all the map objectives. Whenever they get to one objective, they immediately just run and take the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Speaking of objectives, a tribute is now spawning. This will be the 5th tribute in the game, and possibly the 5th tribute also acquired here by Complexity.
It does really look that way. Right now, Furious Gaming is out of position. They are 13 versus 15, so maybe they can get a fight done, but Complexity sneaking up on that very important level 16 for another build. It looks like we do have Syndrosa coming in, trying to delay this tribute.
As they're beginning to close in, we see the zombie wall be put down. We have Liork over here in the front, soaking up so much damage, but it does look like he's going to be able to ghost around, just barely escaping. Furious Gaming, poor heroes down, only a Nubaron, and I think they're going to be able to catch him too, at the same time collecting the second tribute. Furious Gaming just in a world of hurt.
That is 5 heroes down right there. That is a clean team wipe. So that means that Complexity gonna push forward, go through this middle gate. In the meantime, they do have mercenaries down in the bottom lane. They're gonna go for a keep.
Okay, now going and cracking open the center area, and the keep will be going down, it does look like. We have respawns right now for Furious Gaming as they're scrambling to try to come over here and save whatever remains of their base, but unfortunately the keep will not be part of that story.
Oh man, that's 2 keeps falling. Just a single keep left over for Furious Gaming. They're down 4 levels as well. This is getting just out of hand.
Literally, this boss crawls out of the ground, and 2 seconds later, he's in fight. As they're going to go and try to take out the top boss. And remember, the timer is the same there for the bottom. So once they take out this top boss, there's going to be a spawn there for the bottom boss as well. So this could be 2 bosses and possibly a 3rd tribute captured here for Team Complexity.
Hey, yeah, why not? On your way to your 4th boss of the game, swing by and get your 2nd curse of the game. Seems pretty good for Complexity, doesn't it?
Yep, the curse is just now spawn, and the boss will be spawning at the bottom shortly thereafter. Meanwhile, I don't believe Furious Gaming can really get in here and try to contest this, but again, they don't really have many more options.
I guess they decided, hey, let's just fight right now. Some good moves going down. We have Kael'thas throwing his Phoenix in the middle there. A big swing there by Liork. He does get lifted up by Kael'thas, but continuing to pummel him to the back line.
They're continuing to pursue forward. We do see Nazeebo go down. Only 2 more heroes remaining. Liork still in hot pursuit right now, as Kael'thas actually making a right-hand turn over here and actually going into the bush, just trying to buy time. This may be an all-kill right now, as there's 1 more hero remaining. In a lot of trouble is Uther. He is eliminated.
Oh man, now they're gonna just go. This boss in the top lane, gonna be able to take down the keep. They're going for their opponent's boss. There's still a tribute for a curse. Everything in the favor of Complexity. They may be able to finish the game momentarily.
And the boss does go down. And I mean, at this point in time, it's going to be a flood of every possible minion controlled here by Complexity. The curse has been activated. Furious Gaming could not be in a weaker position. It would take a miracle to recover and come back as the remaining 5 heroes here for Complexity begin to close in. There's just not much Furious Gaming can do.
Well, this should be the last battle of the game. We do have Divine Shield going down to Nubarak. He is diving in once again. Syndrosa goes out from Arthas. They put a lot of damage on Misha, but Misha still alive. Misha finally does fall. In the meantime, we do have Coelho, and he falls as well.
And that's another mass takedown here as they focus down the core. That will be the end of this series. GG. Game number 2, as well as this entire